Why am I inconsistent in FPS video games, charlatan?
Why can't I always win? Why is my aim so bad? Let's give an answer to these questions and many more. What's up, tricksters? My name is Charlatan. I'm an eSports veteran in FPS and MOBA video games, Radiant rank in Valorant, Global Elite, FPLC, Faceit level 10 and ESCA G rank in CSGO. And the achievements go on and on. So what is the secret of me being consistent? You bad, you're just bad, and I'm talented and much better than you are. Thank you for watching and cut. Okay, I'm joking, come back, I'm joking. Let's get into the depth of your problem with inconsistency, what is the real reason behind it, and how to fix it. One thing that you need to realize is that there are different types of inconsistencies in video games, and you need to find what are you lacking the most and work on those points. The first and the most obvious one is the aim inconsistency. There are different ways to practice your aim through deathmatch, aimbots, aim practice routine, external software like aim labs, Kovacs, etc. If you practice every single day for at least 10 to 30 minutes, any of these things that I've just mentioned, you'll be able to get better and more consistent aim. The only difference between those ways to practice aim is what are you lacking the most. Are you lacking the ability to clear angles and use different guns on the same level in game? Then play more deathmatch. Are you lacking the ability to track, burst fire and spray the enemies? Develop some kind of routine in a practice range or in Kovacs that will help you with that. Are your reflexes a bit slower and you're unable to flick your mouse on enemy's head in tense situations? Use aim labs for improving your aim in that direction. But now comes the question.
Charlatan, I've been doing 5 hours of deathmatch, aim routines and aim bots every day, and I'm still unable to win my duels consistently.
First of all, if you're doing aim training for 5 hours per day, you have some kind of mental illness and you should see a doctor. You shouldn't be doing an aim training routine for more than 1 hour per day, because there is no way in this earth that you can be fully focused to train your aim for 3, 4, 5 or more hours. Or maybe the enemy is just simply better than you and you need to work on some other problems that you have. Second thing is that a lot of your aim problems might be external as well. Having 144Hz monitor and over 150 plus frames in FPS video games is extremely beneficial for your aim. Also, I see a lot of people changing their position in which they sit in front of the PC every single goddamn day. Whenever you change your position of arms, legs, shoulders, and the way you are using your mouse for aiming, your aim becomes inconsistent and bad, obviously. In terms of aim, it doesn't matter how far you're sitting from the monitor, if your legs are dangling around, if your shoulders are cramped. The most important thing is that your sitting position is constant. But I do recommend you to put your feet on some kind of a ground, sit straight, fix your elbows on the table, have some space between you and the monitor, and don't turn into a goblin. One more thing that might F up your aim consistency is bad in-game settings or switching up your settings every day, week or month. I have made shit ton of videos covering perfect settings in Valorant and you can watch those to find your own personal perfect settings. But once you find those settings for your mouse and everything else, don't change them if you don't need to. I use the same settings forever in any video game that I play. In CSGO I use the same settings for the past 5 years, in PUBG I use the same settings for 3 years, in Valorant I've been using my current settings for over 3 months already. Experiment right now, find your perfect in-game settings and don't effing change them unless you really need to. What people also don't realize is that your aim inconsistency might be coming from your bad movement. The way you're using crouching, jumping, strafing, running, shifting and other movement techniques to clear angles, corners and engage enemies might be horrific. And that horrific movement directly impacts your ability to have a consistent aim. You can't just run and gun with Vandal and expect to kill enemies or shoot with an operator while you're jumping. So before you blame your aim for inconsistency, maybe take a better look at your ability to move inside that game. Do a few VOD reviews of yourself and pay a close attention at your movement and the way you're engaging your enemies, or simply hire me as a coach on my Discord server and I'll fix all of these problems for you. One thing that can also impact your aim inconsistency is not having a warm-up routine or having a very bad one. If I go to the gym and I put 405 pounds on bench press to beat my personal record without warming up or doing some sets before that, I'll probably die. Same goes for video games. In order to kill your enemies, you need to warm up your aim, arms, body and mind, or you're just gonna die like me in the gym on bench. Warming up is extremely important. Don't overdo it. 1 hour is not a warm-up, it's already a full training. And don't just stand still and shoot the bots in the heads. Move around. Do different types of warm-up routines. Do a bit of deathmatch, a bit of aim labs, a bit of practice range with bots. Standing in one place and positioning your crosshair from one head to another is the warm-up for my grandma Josephine, and not a teenager trying to become better or professional esports player. Now, a lot of people also mistake inconsistency to purely being bad or playing against different skill levels of enemies. The same tactics that work in Silver won't work in Radiant, unfortunately. If you rush mid-area of Split with Odin 5 times and it works only 3 times out of 5, that doesn't mean that you're inconsistent. That means that you're rushing long range area with heavy machine gun 5 times, and 3 out of those 5 times you played against boosted people and 2 times you played against charlatan with jet and operator. Before becoming consistent at something, you need to focus on your mistakes and becoming better at the game. Review your own VODs and compare them to some other pro Valorant players. For an example, compare how many angles and how do I approach a certain bomb site or an area and how do you do it. Does my approach makes more sense? Do I find more success? Why do I find more success? Is my clearance of angles better? Is my crosshair placement maybe better? What are you doing wrong compared to me? Become better at the game and work on your mistakes before blaming everything on consistency. Once you implement all the gameplay techniques of better players in your own playstyle, hard work, dedication and repetition will build up your consistency. That's how everything works in life. If you try to put basketball into a net without jumping against your neighbor, you're probably gonna do it a few times. But if you try to do the same thing against LeBron James, see ya later, son! When you implement jumping in your basketball shooting technique, you're gonna annihilate your neighbor and take his wife, and maybe his kid, I don't know. But LeBron James is still gonna shit on you because you didn't practice as much as he did. So does talent even exist then, charlatan? Isn't LeBron James talented? We're all born to do different things in life, and there is a 5% talent involved. But you can become good at anything with hard work and dedication over time and beat that talent. A lot of talented players in video games never become professional esports players. Why? Because they don't know what hard work truly means. What if someone worked as hard as you did and he has talent for it as well and you just don't? Well, in everything in life there's always someone better than you. In CSGO, not everyone can be Astralis or Device or Zaivu. In LOL there is only one Demon King, and so on. Don't overstress yourself with becoming the best player that was ever alive. Become the best player that you can possibly be, the best version of yourself, and be smart when you're practicing. Do it correctly or don't do it at all. When it comes to inconsistency, playing as a solo queue player and in team environment has a huge role, unfortunately. You can't really impact on some things that are happening inside of ranked solo queue shenanigans. You always need to be fluid, change your position, change your playstyle, and adapt to your enemies. When you're playing solo queue, you don't choose your allies nor your enemies, so everything is inconsistent itself. You don't know if you're playing against aggressive or passive opponent. Maybe that opponent is smurfing. You don't know how good your teammates are. You know nothing, Jon Snow. In solo queue, you should simply try to focus more on yourself, your individual skill, communication, and things on which you can actually impact. The end result of the games doesn't matter that much. Over time, as you're improving yourself, you'll be able to consistently win more games, because your own playstyle will become better and unpredictable for your enemies at that skill level. But still, even then, as a solo player, there's just not that much much that you can do in a team-based games. I'm a Radiant player in Valorant, but my win rate is only 58%, so I lose 42 out of my 100 games. Sometimes you have a good day, sometimes others have better day than you. But when it comes to team play, practicing with a set group of players and tournaments, that's a whole new story. And finally, one thing on which you can work every single day is your mentality. Always strive to learn more and to become better. No matter if you win or lose, it's always a lesson for you. Realize when you are getting tilted and how to calm yourself down. These bad emotions in video games are different for everyone, and the only solution lies in yourself. My secret in life is that I simply don't care about anything or anyone. I'm extremely carefree and I live this life as if the world is gonna end tomorrow. I'm not attached to other people or material things. The only thing that drives me is competition, hard work, grind, meeting new people, getting brand new experience, and trying out every single thing that can be done on this earth.
Okay, Charlatan, but what the f is the answer to my inconsistency?
Realize what are your real problems and fix them. Once you've done that, smart, hard work, dedication, and repetition, my friends, will beat your inconsistency. Subscribe, follow me on other social media down below. Check me live on twitch.tv/charlatan every single Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. And join my official Discord server to hang out with tricksters and hire me as your personal coach. I'm yours, one and only, warden of this amazing, beautiful community. Thank you for watching, and I'm really hoping that this video helped you. If not,
Shock Dart.